YouTube? It's your boy A Recco back with another video. We got a reaction video ranking every Yu Yu Hakusho arc from worst to best, man. Bro, I'm gonna just tell y'all right now, I love Yu Yu Hakusho. Yu Yu Hakusho is my favorite all-time anime, man. God tier anime, S tier anime. If I want me to do an anime tier list, I will. I watch a lot of anime, so go ahead and get your blunts, man. Go ahead, man. We about to get lit, man. Put this whole at full screen. It's up.
Yu Yu Hakusho is undoubtedly a classic and one of the greatest anime of all time. I've already covered the series from beginning to end, dissecting the themes and the writing of each arc. But in this video, we're going to be looking at both the good and the bad of each arc to rank them from worst to best. Now conventionally, Yu Yu Hakusho's story is split up into 4 different arcs: the Spirit Detective arc, the Dark Tournament arc, the Chapter Black arc, and the Three Kings arc.
Hey, before we even get started, man, what's your favorite arc, man? Go ahead and comment right now below in the comment section. My favorite arc is the Chapter Black arc, just because the Sensui fight. But I'm not gonna lie, a lot of people do not like the Spirit Detective arc, but I low-key love it because it's like the slice of life goofiness first, and it gets to the the serious shit when it gets around the Dark Tournament. But yeah, the Three Kings saga, that's my least favorite, but a lot of people like that. But I know that the author, he was kind of burnt out, with his story and whatnot, so I understand. But yeah, Chapter Black is definitely my favorite arc, bro. That's when everybody really started growing to a family. Like, Dark Tournament is when them niggas was a family, but Chapter Black is when them niggas. When Yusuke passed away, like, if y'all never watched it, bro, we already know. You already know you gonna get spoilers. So, when Yusuke died, bro, that shit low-key had made me cry. That was my boy, I ain't gonna lie. But yeah, Chapter Black is definitely my favorite arc.
The Spirit Detective arc, the Dark Tournament arc, the Chapter Black arc, and the Three Kings arc. But personally, I consider Spirit Detective an overarching saga that contains multiple arcs within it, because these stories are self-contained and have nothing to do with each other. So instead of 4, we're going to be ranking these 8 arcs from worst to best.
Yeah, that's how I thought it was, like the Yukina
the only
arc.
arc that I would consider bad in Yu Yu Hakusho, we have the 4 Saint Beasts arc, or the Beast of Maze Castle as it's called as well. In this arc, in order to stop a horde of demon bugs from infiltrating Yusuke's city, Yusuke and Co have to go to Demon City to defeat the 4 Saint Beasts. This was easily the weakest arc in the entire series, and this was the arc that made me almost want to drop the anime when I was first watching it. There are some redeeming aspects about it.
I low-key I like this arc, though. I like this arc. And this is with the arc where Kuwabara had fought that big tiger nigga, and Yusuke had kicked that person. Cause I think that's that arc. I don't know. Y'all refresh my memory on that.
Well, this is the first arc where we get to see the iconic 4 main characters team up. And what's kind of interesting is that unlike Kurama, Togashi never intended on Hiei becoming a good guy from the start. In a sense, this is the debut arc of Hiei as we know him, the 3-dimensional anti-hero, as opposed to the flat, villainous character that we saw before. And Hiei really is the saving grace of this arc. Seeing his brand new dynamics with the 3 other main characters, his budding rivalry with Yusuke, his comedic rivalry with Kuwabara, and
that's what I always love about Yu Yu Hakusho, with they little banter, and especially with Kuwabara and Hide, cause that shit always been funny, man. Kuwabara and Hide is so funny together, bro. But Yusuke and Kuwabara, they the real heart of the show, if you really want to be technical. But my favorite character on Yu Yu Hakusho is Botan, Yusuke, and Hide.
Respected the fact that Hiei was
with the
always
ogre too.
Kurama's hype man from the very beginning. It's as if Hiei always knew that back in Demon World, Kurama was a big deal. And this is pretty impressive because I don't even think Togashi knew this at the time. That's just the type of writer he is. He just improvises and it works sometimes. As for the other good part of this arc, I at least kind of respect the concept that Togashi was going for. The main villains are based on the 4 Chinese symbols. And I guess if you're from an Eastern background, this would be kind of interesting to see, as we see Togashi plays with a lot of Eastern mythology within the Dark Tournament and a lot of its villains. But compared to the other villains we'll see in the Dark Tournament arc, these villains are really weak. And I don't even mean in strength. I mean just in writing and concept.
But that's one of my favorite fights right there. No cap.
And the fights that we get from like that arc, 4 main characters, it introduces the template that
top
we're going to
five,
get later on.
not top 5 in the series.
Kurama
I'll
gets
say like
this
top
intelligent, strategic fight. He's fighting a trickier opponent, and he has to use tactics and strategy to defeat them. We see that Kuwabara gets a more comedic fight, and it ends up relying on him using his willpower in the end, which is a big part of Kuwabara's fights. Hiei gets a quick and brief fight, which makes him look super cool, which is a trend of his Hiei fights.
He's cool.
And finally, Yusuke gets the toughest fight, where he has to dig the deepest, and he has to unlock a certain level of emotion, which is kind of an overarching theme with his character, emotion being the key to winning his fights. But in this arc, it really doesn't work that well, because this is the first time we're seeing it, so it seems like more of an ass pull. And this is the arc that actually sets it up so that the other times it works, as we've seen the Dark Tournament, the other emotional power-ups actually work because of this setup. So pretty much every other fight we see in the Dark Tournament forward is better than the fights we get here. Even the animation in the anime and the art in the manga are better for the later fights in the series. It's only natural that Togashi would get better.
I actually read the manga. If y'all never read manga, bro, please read manga, bro. I'm not gonna be one of them niggas that be like, oh yeah, the manga better, you should read it. But like, the manga is definitely good, bro. If y'all really want to know what's going on for real, read the manga, bro.
Better with time. So the Beast of Maze Castle sits at the very bottom as the worst entry in Yu Yu Hakusho. In 7th place, we have the Artifacts of Darkness arc. This arc features Yusuke's first mission as a spirit.
That's the one I do not like. That's the 8th place for me. I hate this arc, bro. Even though it brought like Kurama and Hide, like in his first appearances, it's like, bro, this shit was low-key boring as hell.
To recover the 3 artifacts of darkness that has been stolen by the 3 demons, Goki, Kurama, and Hiei. Now this one is actually the very first action-centric arc in the entire series. So naturally the preceding arcs will surpass it in this aspect.
Man,
especially
this
Yusuke's
was low-key
first
boring
battle
to me,
against
bro.
the demon
I'm not gonna lie.
This one is so rough, I suspect most people completely
ass.
forgot about it. The saving grace of this arc is that it introduces 2 of our main characters, Kurama and Hiei. Like I said before, Hiei was pretty one-dimensional in this arc, as he was never intended to be a protagonist at first.
Facts.
But the Kurama section especially is good, because while the action was rough early on, the series has had heart from the very beginning. Instead of fighting, Kurama asked for Yusuke's help in order to use the artifact to save his mother's life. And with Kurama's flashback, we get a very unique character concept. Instead of being a human with a demon sealed inside of him, Kurama's a demon inside of a human body. This is a pretty unique inversion, and I made an entire video dissecting Kurama's character. So while this arc isn't the greatest, it's the foundation in which Kurama, Hiei, and Yusuke as a spirit detective spring.
I ain't gonna lie, that part right there, where Yusuke sacrificed himself for Kurama, bro, that shit was so fucking fire. I'm not gonna lie, bro. That was one of my favorite parts during that arc. But other than that, man, I did not really like that arc.
Next up, in 6th place, is the Yusuke's Ordeal arc. If you only watched the anime and you didn't read the manga, you're missing out on like half of this arc, because they cut out so much adventures that Yusuke had.
No, in fact, I actually read this part.
Anime version. And the reason why it's so important is because Yusuke's arc at the very beginning was about him using violence as a coping mechanism. So when he becomes a ghost, this coping mechanism is stripped away from him.
I ain't gonna lie, this arc is so good, bro. Like, this arc is so beautiful, bro. Helping Kuwabara pass his test, making sure that he doesn't get into a fight. Man, when Yusuke was still a ghost, bro, this was like my favorite. When I first started watching this, like when I rewatched it like the whole way through, cause I only watch it on Adult Swim. So when I watched it like the whole way through the first time, this was low-key my favorite arc. When I first watched it the first time, like actually before I have my thoughts on everything. But I still think this is one of my top 3 arcs, because this shit was so wholesome, bro. Yeah.
So Yusuke has to learn to solve problems non-violently. And we see this throughout Yusuke's adventures during his time as a ghost. I understand why they cut a lot of this out, because Yu Yu Hakusho is mainly a battle shonen. Even though the art style and everything looks shoujo in the beginning, by the end, it's mainly known as a battle shonen first and foremost. So you really don't want the viewers getting the wrong impression and dropping the show. But it's essential for Yusuke to learn how to solve problems non-violently and realize that he's actually a good person before you're able to reintegrate the battle aspects and have Yusuke finally become worthy to be the spirit detective. So for that reason, this arc is in 6th place, which is good. It's a great foundation.
It should
for the
be a
character
third
of
or
Yusuke
third
and the
or
themes
fourth.
that the story's trying
I'm not
to
gonna
present.
lie, I love this arc.
Next up, in 5th place, we have Genkai's Tournament. This arc is really good, not because it has great themes or anything like that, but because it has great character dynamics and it's just really fun to watch. From the very start of the series, Kuwabara and Yusuke have been a great duo, and I always wondered if Araki had copied Togashi when he wrote Okuyasu and Josuke in part 4, because these characters have the same exact personality, I think. In this arc, we also get introduced to Genkai, who also has a great dynamic with Yusuke. And out of the 3 tournament arcs we get in the series, this one is probably the least monotonous, given the fact that it's the first one, and it has different phases and different games within it, other than just one-on-one fighting.
Right.
And while the one-on-one matches in this arc are very interesting, a lot of the Reiki users have a lot of different interesting techniques. The fact that Kuwabara and Yusuke win is honestly so
No. That part, when Yusuke had got that cigarette and fucked that nigga up.
Different interesting techniques.
I fuck with that.
The fact that Kuwabara and Yusuke win is honestly so unbelievable. These Reiki masters again.
No, facts, bro. Yusuke used to be having so much luck in the beginning of his fights, bro. Like the first few arcs, that nigga was having luck pure by his side, bro. If it wasn't friendship, it was luck, like crazy luck.
Defeated by these literal 14-year-old noobs at Reiki. It makes no sense, honestly. This arc has the most ass pulls, especially in its final fight against Rando. First of all, the whole mystery villain subplot with Rando was so obvious. Of course, the most innocent looking guy is going to be the demon at the end of the day.
Yep.
Rando's bag is so deep with all these different abilities, but Yusuke pulls out ass pull after ass pull in order to find.
He got lucky with the algae shit
but
too.
But the fact that Yusuke wins and earns the right to train with Genkai kind of makes up for it, because after he trains with Genkai, every other victory in the series feels more earned from this point forward. So while there's a lot of ass pulls in this arc, it introduces us to Reiki as a power system and the different things that it can do, and at no point can you really say it's boring. So that's why I'd put it at 5th place. It's still a really good arc. Now in 4th place, we have the Three Kings arc. Now it's very difficult to rank the Three Kings
hate this arc
because it has some of the worst moments in the entire series.
I do not like this arc.
But it also has some of the best moments in the entire series and the best character writing. The start of the Three Kings arc is incredible. With the opening of the demon portal at the end of the...
Okay, yeah, I was about to say this is what I call the Three Kings arc, because after when Yusuke died and they did the portal thing. Alright, so we on board
this
with
arc
each other.
starts with the Three Kings of Demon World recruiting our protagonists for an upcoming war. Kuwabara is left out of this arc because he's kind of the odd one out now that Yusuke has also become a demon.
Yep.
But the great character work that we get for Yusuke, Kurama, and Hiei during this arc fully makes up for it. This is easily the best arc for Hiei and Kurama. We get Hiei's full backstory, showing that he's an outcast in every respect, and how that helps him relate.
I thought that was.
And also, Kurama's dynamic with Yomi is top tier. Yomi being someone who looked up to Kurama back when he was a bad guy, but now has surpassed him in villainy. Yet he's literally blind to the human that Kurama has become, and expects him to serve as his right-hand man. This arc also resolves Yusuke's character arc, with him integrating his shadow side and integrating his human and demon aspects together. The big problem with this arc, though, is because of Togashi's issues, he's kind of just gives up on this whole war story that he was planning out, and he just turns it into a tournament arc, which he even off-screens in the manga. And it's only in the anime that we get to see these final fights and character moments play out. This arc has so much wasted potential. I think if Togashi had followed through with the war arc idea, this could have been one of the greatest arcs in shonen history. In my Three Kings arc dissection video, I proposed.
I don't think I read to that part. I'm still like. Damn, I can't. Damn, I think I'm like right past the Dark Tournament arc, and I be reading different type of mangas, bro. I be reading different mangas every day, so it's like hard to keep up with shit.
I rewrite if Togashi had followed through with the idea, and a lot of people seem to love it, which just shows how much potential this arc had. So if this arc ever gets a remake, I hope they give Togashi the chance to come back to this arc and complete.
Bro, I've been wanting this to get like a redub remake, bro, like with the same voice actors, bro, because they still alive, I think. Yusuke, I know Kuwabara voice actor's still alive. Bro, they need to go ahead and redub this, bro, because, bro, the better animation quality would be so fucking fire, bro. Oh my god.
Completed the way he intended, similarly to what they're doing with the 1,000-Year Blood War arc in Bleach. Togashi is currently in the middle of the most complex and sophisticated arc in shonen history right now, with the Succession War arc in Hunter x Hunter. So if he had another go at the Three Kings War arc, there's no doubt in my mind that it would be legendary. But we're ranking it based on what is and not what
I ain't never really watched
Hunter. So for that reason,
I only watched a
this
few
arc is in
episodes
4th place.
with my ex-girlfriend and shit.
In 3rd place, we have the Rescue Yukino arc. Just like the Genkai's tournament arc, this arc starts with a lot of interesting and fun dynamics between Yusuke and Kuwabara as they raid Tarukane's mansion
this
in order to
this
rescue
arc
the
is
king.
so funny,
But
bro.
on top of that, this arc actually has a very interesting plot.
This one of
with
the boys I
Black
fought
Book
the
Club
first
betting
time
on
with
Yusuke and
Tagoro.
Kuwabara's fights. And this arc also introduces a lot of things that will be essential in the Dark Tournament arc and beyond.
Yep.
Like the goated duo of younger Tagoro and Sakio,
Yep.
and the introduction of Yukina as Hiei's younger sister. Sakio conning Tarukane and placing himself as the mastermind villain, and Tagoro easily flexing on Yusuke, placing him as the big physical villain.
When that
sets
nigga,
these two
oh, I was about to say, when that nigga caught that nigga in that fucking, in that parking lot, bro, that nigga was spooked. That nigga Yusuke was like, yeah, nigga, don't be scared, man. I fuck with Yusuke, but bro, man, that nigga Yusuke been shaking it in the boots, boy.
up to be the perfect antagonist for the end of the Dark Tournament arc. One of the fights is a little bit controversial, but I really cannot see any fault with this arc. The final two arcs that we'll be ranking just happen to come after this arc and have the privilege to build on
Perfect home screen.
to this and get to be much more grand and iconic because of that. In second place, the second best arc in Yu Yu Hakusho, now you're gonna have to hear me out, is the Dark Tournament. This arc is not only considered to be the best arc in Yu Yu Hakusho, but the best tournament arc.
I don't, bro. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I don't think that this shit is the best. Like, I don't think this is. I don't think this is the best. I think it is the best tournament arc out of all the tournament arcs, like from anime. I don't think it's the best arc from Yu Yu Hakusho. I think it's like the second or third best arc. But go ahead, continue.
In any shonen period. Now I can rank shonen tournament arcs in its own video, but I think the reason why the Dark Tournament gets such a good rep is that it's the purest and most authentic form of a tournament arc.
Yeah,
it doesn't get
for sure.
interrupted halfway like the Chunin exams or abridged like a lot of these modern tournament arcs in anime. Togashi lets the full thing play out in 50 chapters from beginning to end. The Dark Tournament is the ultimate tournament arc. The teams move forward in a bracket-like elimination format, yet the members of each team have 1v1s in a gauntlet-like format. It's like each fight in the tournament is a tournament in of itself, and Togashi even switches it up sometimes having some members being gone.
Man, I don't know how them niggas didn't know that Genkai wasn't the masked fighter, cause bro, it's so obvious, bro. Is that even her same fit? Like, bro, is that even her same fit?
Sometimes having the teams being uneven, sometimes even having it just be a battle royale. I would say
Nah,
that
facts.
the downside of this is that because there are so many brand new characters, it kind of gets monotonous at a certain point in the tournament.
I love
The
that
Dark
Jin and
Tournament is
Yusuke
so
fight,
long,
bro.
It takes up almost half of the entire series. But before the arc reaches its climax, Togashi starts to develop the story of Yusuke, Genkai, and Taguro. No matter what you think of the arc as a whole, the Dark Tournament easily has the best final round in any tournament arc that I've seen. Yusuke's hero's journey comes full circle, and with Genkai's death, he's finally able to unleash his full emotions and defeat Taguro, who in of himself is one of the greatest shonen villains and
Oh,
a
hell
perfect
yeah, for
foil
sure.
for Yusuke.
For
The
sure.
biggest con I would say this arc has definitely is Genkai's death being reversed at the end. It
Yeah,
kinda
I
ended-
hated that, bro. I hated when they had brought her back. Like, bro, they could have kept her dead. I ain't gonna lie. They could have kept her dead, bro. That shit would have been. It felt like way more less impactful when she came back. Like that shit, low key pissed me off. I'm not even gonna lie, but Yu Yu Hakusho is still my favorite anime, and I really, even though it has some bad things that I can't agree on, it's still one of the greatest animes of all time, and I can't complain with that. I can't disagree with that.
Minds the hero's journey and the death of the mentor, which is such an important part of any story. But otherwise, the Dark Tournament arc is easily one of the greatest.
when my boy
arcs in
started locking
shonen
in.
and one of the best in Yu Yu Hakusho. Even if it's not your personal favorite tournament arc, it is easily the quintessential shonen tournament arc. For many people, this is the number one arc, but I put it in second place because I just
Bang.
think the next arc is simply a little bit better. And in
Chapter
first
Black.
place, the greatest arc in Yu Yu Hakusho, in my opinion,
For sure,
is the Chapter Black.
Chapter Black, bro.
Coming off the heels of the high
Like everything was so good. The stakes, everything was so good, bro. The fights, when Yusuke died, how the emotions was afterwards. They say, "You about to go to hell, you bastard!" Like, bro, like you cool bar locking in, getting his full potential right for Yusuke, bro. Like everything was just so, bro. Yusuke locking in, becoming a demon, bro. Beating Sensui ass, bro. Like shit was, man. Everything about that arc was just so Oh my god. When he was fucking with his dad too. I ain't forgot about that.
Stakes, highly climactic dark tournament arc, Togashi must have felt the pressure to try to one-up it with an even stronger and more tough opponent than Toguro. But Togashi made the smart choice in my opinion, by de-escalating the story, and instead of making the characters physically stronger in a linear sense, Togashi widened the scope of what characters can do by introducing the power system of territories, which was highly inspired by stands in JoJo's. This new power system makes each one of these early fights much more unique than the fights in the Dark Tournament arc. For example, the Doctor fight was probably one of the best episodes in Yu Yu Hakusho, with such great animation and atmosphere, and it challenged Yusuke not physically like a lot of the Dark Tournament fights did, but each one of these fights challenges him ideologically. For example, this Doctor fight forces Yusuke to make the choice to kill a human for the first time. In the Seaman fight, Kuwabara wins not
this
through
fight
fighting,
was so
but
good,
by winning
bro.
him over through his kindness. The Game Master fight forces Kurama to tackle the trolley problem in real time, pitting the life of a child against the fate of humanity. And each one of these fights are carefully organized by Sensui to prove his point.
Sensui is one. Like, I think Sensui is worse than Toguro, bro. I think he way worse than Toguro, bro. Like, that nigga is a fucking psychopath. I'm not gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. Toguro, man, kill Genkai, bro. But Sensui is that, bro. Sensui is that nigga, bro. I am not gonna lie. Look at that nigga. Look at that crazy ass nigga right there, bro. Yeah, bro.
Sensui, he's by no means inferior to Toguro as a villain.
And then this nigga had mixed personalities too. Like, bro, what the fuck? This nigga got a mixed personality. When this nigga got a gun, he starts singing and he starts shooting you. Like, bro, what the fuck? Now he got another personality when he have a sympathy for you, and then he have another personality. You want to beat your ass. Like, bro, what the fuck? Yeah, Sensui is that crazy ass motherfucker. You gotta watch out for.
If Toguro's character explores the evil of neglecting your humanity, Sensui's character builds on that foundation by questioning whether humanity is a good thing in the first place. I think that's the best part about this arc. It just builds on all the themes and everything that has been established before, like the Demon World portal that was hinted at in the Dark Tournament arc, becoming the central plot point of this Chapter Black arc. Definitely the worst part of this arc to me was the ending, especially Yusuke's transformation into a demon, which I found to be sort of an ass pull because I don't think there's been enough foreshadowing of it. But while it doesn't serve as a...
No, facts. I get what he's saying though. It would have been signed if he was a demon. It was kind of rushed, and I get what he's saying. But yeah, it's still a good arc. It's just like, man, like, bro was getting burnt out and tired. He Loki was rushing that shit out, and I think bro was working on Hunter x Hunter at that time too, cause I know he was working on other shit too. Bro was getting burnt out, bro. But I like the Yusuke demon shit. It's like, I like the look when he's a demon. It's low-key cool. I played as someone in Jump Force. He was cool as fuck.
Good ending to the Chapter Black arc.
Right. Like, look at that shit, bro. That shit's so fucking fire. So fucking fire. Look at that. Like, damn, look at how that nigga did a joke about his hair, but bro, that shit fire. And he had all those tattoos on him, bro.
It does set up some interesting things for the Three Kings arc, but ultimately, the reason why I put Chapter Black above the Dark Tournament arc is because I just think it has a better through line throughout the entire arc. The depth of the Dark Tournament arc only really came out in the third.
And I like how they did Sensui's, like, he's a parallel to Yusuke. That's what I like about Chapter Black too. He's like, Yusuke was a spirit detective. I mean, Yusuke is a spirit detective, and Sensui was a spirit detective, and Yusuke had went to that lady to go try to get help. That shit was fire too. Like, bro, Yu Yu Hakusho is definitely a great anime, bro. If y'all never watch Yu Yu Hakusho, bro, y'all need to, man, tell y'all, man, y'all need to watch that.
When Genkai met with a girl, to me, the Chapter Black arc is way more rewatchable than the Dark Tournament arc. At no point to me does it get monotonous. Chapter Black is my personal favorite arc, so there's a little bit of bias here. This is probably not an objective list, but let me know what you think in the comments below. What is the ranking of arcs in your opinion? But the real question is, do you agree with me that the Chapter Black arc is the greatest arc, or do you think it's the Dark Tournament arc? Because no matter what, that's usually going to be the top two arcs. But feel free to surprise me in the comments below. This was more of a free-form video. I've already made an in-depth scripted analysis of every Yu Yu Hakusho arc and the three main characters.
Alright, I'm gonna fuck with that.
So make sure you check out that analysis series if you haven't already. And if you want to see more Yu Yu Hakusho analysis, or other anime analysis, I plan on covering Togashi's other great series, Hunter x Hunter, with the
I don't care about that. Hey, like, share, comment, man, all that good shit, man. If y'all want me to go ahead and watch this, I'm gonna go ahead and watch that. I'm gonna do the first 2 arcs for that, and then if y'all want me to do the rest, I'll do the rest, man. Like, shit, comment, all that good shit, man. I'm out.